Does tracking your success sound like nails on a chalkboard? In this episode of The Real Estate Woman, we will focus on chasing your dreams and tracking them precisely. I will share the unemotional side of emphasizing how your numbers define your success. Get ready to own your stats and ignite your path to unparalleled success. Hello, and welcome back to The Real Estate Woman, a podcast for women in the real estate industry who are passionate about expanding their careers through business development and leadership. I'm Debbie LaRiviere, owner of Monterre Coaching, a company that ascends top talent to new heights in the real estate industry. And that's exactly what I want for you. Understanding the numbers of your business is essential to fully understand the capabilities of your business. Your numbers and your bank account are the only two unemotional aspects of your entire business. You heard it right, numbers. That is what we're talking about today. Now, if you're tuning in because you love my podcast and just can't get enough of my voice, and you're already tracking your numbers at a really high level, welcome, I love you too. And if you're listening because that little voice inside your head said tracking and understanding my numbers have always been a goal of mine, stick with me. I promise to make this fun, not painful, or perhaps painfully fun. We'll see. Here's the truth. The numbers from your business are essential. They tell you a story of where you've been and where you're going. I work with many clients who make a lot of money, and they spend a lot of money. The key questions are, do they know what is making them the most money and what is costing them the most without a return on investment? Without consistently tracking, we don't have a business, we have a hobby where money magically appears and disappears from an account. Now, I promised fun. I will give you a few different sets of numbers that are tracked to look at the entire financial side of your business. If you aren't tracking anything currently, start with the basic level and work up to fully understand your financial potential. The first level, I'm going to call counting commissions, where every dollar has its fan club. This is tracking most common foundational numbers for real estate agents. They are monthly and annual closings, pendings, active listings, along with gross commission income and what they will receive from their broker or team as a net commission. To continue keeping the number conversation relatable, this is the base model SUV with cloth seats and no rear assist camera. The next level I will fondly refer to as counting beans and dreams where the magic happens. Tracking in this category includes the ratios of how many of transactions were buyers versus sellers. They also start to break down some of the conversion rates to know and how many appointments they have to go on, how many contacts they have to make, and how many conversations they need to have each week to hit their goal. In car terms, this SUV has a few more options: leather interior and a sunroof. If you've checked the boxes in the above categories, we now have entered the tracking numbers like the paparazzi tracks celebrities. Agents and teams at this level are layering in additional specifics around lead generation. They are tracking open house data, data by source, number of hours spent lead generating, and results from social media on different platforms. Now, ladies of real estate, we are getting better. The SUV with leather, sunroof, Sirius radio, and seat heaters. Tracking in this category includes cash flow predictions, budget tracking, and reviewing your profit and loss statement and balance sheet monthly with a bookkeeper or a coach for predictions and allocations for the upcoming month to maximize your financial opportunity. Now, this is the car I want. The SUV with all the bells and whistles that drives and parks itself for you, even in the snow, so that I can actually work on my business while I'm going from place to place. If you're tracking with me, pun intended, the goal is to create a business worth owning and create a legacy for years to come. Now, if I have completely lost you and you're ready to turn off this podcast, keep listening. The information we don't want to hear is most often what we need to hear. And I have a special prize. I will have a link for you for a downloadable in the show notes for all of these number categories. I have to add, with the changing market trends, conversion rates have definitely been overlooked and undercalculated. Who remembers the day where every listing sold in a day and every buyer would get in line to view a home like it was Black Friday? The conversions were 100% for every listing and 80 to 90% for buyers purchasing because those buyers had to find something to purchase. It was almost free money to borrow. My biggest breakthrough and one of the scariest in tracking numbers began when I was required to report out brokerage numbers weekly on a national leadership call with hundreds of offices present. No one enjoys reporting zeros, especially me. I created calendar slots on my calendar to remind myself to track at the end of each day. I printed handwritten tracker sheets on green paper, yes, ladies, green for money, to keep in my car because it was easier to find, and we have our best conversations in our car. I learned how each number impacted the next and started small to continue to work weekly until I fully understood the trajectory of my business. Now that we are all driving the fancy SUV, it's important to note, tracking your business is like a GPS for success. No detours, just a straight path. Now, there are many fun ways to create engagement with tracking and encourage your team to participate. I have done everything from creating contests to creating large thermometers on the wall to track success. We've had theme days where we all dress up for a call session, gong sounding as appointments were set, and Starbucks gift cards being passed around as we navigated call after call, all tracked for results. It's just like swinging the bat at the unicorn piñata as each activity is tracked, chipping away at the opportunity for prizes to drop from the Cracker Barrel Stop and Shop from the ceiling. The one thing I want you to take away from this episode is that I understand the topic of numbers. It can sound a lot like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. And numbers are the only true picture that we have of your business. Get in there and learn what you don't know. They may actually surprise you for the better. For the record, this message in today's episode of The Real Estate Woman was all calculated. Thank you for joining this episode of The Real Estate Woman. Be sure to check the show notes and click the link to download the PDF that shows all the numbers you should be tracking and get those numbers calculated.